flags, where it's not as crazy as some of the previous tournaments you've seen. Dungeons, shops will be in their vanilla locations, but shuffled amongst each other. Dungeons amongst themselves, shops amongst themselves. And items, of course, will be shuffled amongst the dungeons. And they are often, it looks like, both racers heading to Vanilla 3. Cavin gonna check out the shop first, though.
I've started to put this into my routing as well. I'd like checking that shop here really quickly. It gives you some information. If it's the candle there, it gets you the candle price. And if you just have a slight scroll, as MrCab does find 7, if you have a slight issue scrolling, it gives you a more consistent route into the level 3 spot.
It makes sense to me. Cavin did not find the candle, but found pretty cheap bombs at 5 rupees for a pack of 4.
I want some bombs.
Yeah, bombs are nice.
Also looks like the Zol's rolled down in HP, which is a good time. And MrCab's going to do a little trick here, trying to clip over the lake, unable to kill the line.
Tons of Aquamenace so far in level 7. But MrCab grabbing the Triforce less than 2 minutes in, off to a good start. And check out some of these overworld enemies. I noticed Darknuts, Wizrobes, and Bunnies. So hopefully the dungeon combat won't be too bad if these runners can find their way into the dungeon.
Yeah, now, this is the dream scenario here. The worst enemies you can face are on the overworld, minus the Lionels, which they're annoying, but they're manageable in quantity.
Yep, and even the Stalfos going down with just 1 stab of that wood. Oh, here we go. Troll Dongos, Tridongos with 0 bombs. And I missed where MrCab found this level 8. Is that level vanilla level 1? Alright, so these dungeons falling into place. Unfortunately, finding 2 of the largest ones early on.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult with low resources to deal with these 2 dungeons early. So our runners, getting free items, getting out, getting early Triforce, definitely a helpful choice.
Yeah, but MrCab managed to get some bombs off, I believe, those red Wizrobes. And finds the cheap key at the forgotten spot. And MrCab over towards Death Mountain, probably gonna check out the Armos item. But here we go with the candle at 41, almost as low as it can go. Very nice.
That's a great find. And with that,
MrCab finding the ladder right after too.
Well, I mean, what do you say about that? That's just nice. We're gonna get a peek in here at what is in Vanilla 6 now.
Yeah, very nice find early on.
So level 6 was split in half, and we have level 3. Kevin kind of following here in Mr. Cab's footsteps. We'll get the ladder here shortly. Probably check level 3. We'll see if either runner decides to go up to vanilla 9 as we find the compass.
Unfortunately, looks like these red moblins rolled up just one hit, so nothing to write home about. Oh, and did we see a raft pick up there for Mr. Cab in level 3?
We did.
And more manhandlas. Cavin showing off the pirouette to open the door directly across from him. And there's the raft for Cavin.
Yeah, so both of our runners kind of making the same plays right now, which is, it's one of those times where route divergence could really set a runner back here. So we're going to get what's likely the staircase item. And, ooh!
Well, that's the bow.
So 3 is definitely a required problem today. Kevin will be finding that bow here shortly as well. Both will have to pick up the Triforce now.
Yep, so far it seems like the game is trying to apologize for last night's seed, just handing these runners items.
Now the real question here becomes, what do you do with these items? You've got the bow, you've got the ladder, and you've got the raft. Do you go buy arrows and venture into dungeons? Do you go check the coast item and then kind of look at what's at vanilla 2 or try to get into vanilla 8? Or do you go cash it on the raft? We'll see what our runners decide here.
Well, given their location with that raft, I would have been tempted to do the world wrap to get the item on the coast.
Yeah, I would have considered that as well. Our runners may not be as comfortable screen scrolling as some people do find it rather difficult. That's a screen.
Yeah, but we find level 1. And there's the map to level 3. Name that inkblot. It looks like the numbers 1 and the number 2 had a wrestling match, and number 2 is the victor.
That's great. Now, looking at this 3, this is a scary dungeon if you come in low resources. Our runners have kind of right now. Looking at the map, yes, we know they're going to make it out okay with all the items and everything, but seeing dungeons like this they just put you on edge when you're low keys, low bomb.
Cavin picking up Triforce at a level 3, and I'm gonna move on. Let's see where he heads off. Mr. Cab in level 1, I don't believe has found anything of value. Still at 3 hearts.
Oh, there's something of value. Quarter on the floor and 1.
Alrighty. So we're just looking for the silver arrows, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a very quick. And there's Triforce, so Mr. Cap is going to get. I would imagine he comes back in just a heart on the coast. Not really. Not a bad thing. I mean, with 3 hearts, it's definitely worth picking up. But our runners aren't necessarily going to go out of their way for it if they know what it is.
A little bit dangerous with that blue Wizzy just on the land there, but gets
Well
out there.
then.
Okay, and look at that. Oh,
10 minutes, Triforce and Go mode. Let's go.
let us go indeed. It's good to know that the game at least feels bad.
I mean, I think the runners knew it was lunchtime and they just wanted us all to be able to get out of here and go get lunch. I think that's really what's going on here.
And Cavin moving on into Vanilla 2, finding level 5.
And what you see here is why a lot of runners like that. I got the item, I'm cashing it in right away. Progression leading to progression. Cavin may spend quite a bit of time in here in 5. Maybe rewarded with something like the red ring, wand, white sword that kind of helps with what little combat there is in this seed. Because the enemy sets are just going to be squishy. But, oh well, that's less squishy. Ew. But definitely cashing in on that item is a huge advantage for MrCab.
Absolutely. You mentioned taking a different route might cost you the match, and if Mr. Cavin doesn't get over to level 1 soon, Mr. Cab could run away with it, because he's not going to be looking for items in the dungeons that he's visiting.
So the other piece here is that we don't have a candle yet. So while, yes, Mr. Cab is in Go mode, you can buy a candle. It's not a big concern. You will have to eventually route in enough money and pick one up, or stumble into the red candle on his way through the Triforces. So minor delay here to getting into what's in Vanilla 8, but Kevin's going to find our heart containers, it sounds like, because there's another one here in 5.
Yep, as you mentioned, not bad with just the green tunic. Defense or offense might come down to who takes home the prize. On our first 5, or not our first high 5, but high 5, and once again in level 5.
Yeah, so really what this is probably going to come down to at this point, August, is how comfortable is Mr. Cab, and how comfortable when Cavin gets the information out of 1, are they doing low percent Ganon strats? How comfortable are they with that fight on 6, 7 hearts, wood sword, green tunic?
Well, again, Mr. Cab in Go mode could hit up those large secrets and make the blue ring purchase if he's got any sort of worries about that aspect of the game. But yeah, it's definitely something to consider.
I mean, from Mr. Cab's position, you're thinking, yes, great, I am in Go mode in 10 minutes, but so is my opponent. Like that's the way you've got to be thinking in this situation.
I guess I misspoke earlier. I missed the first 3 stabs of the first Stalfos. They're taking 4 hits.
Yeah, they're a little chunky today.
They just must have had plenty of calcium when they were alive. Strong bones.
Oh, he's makes Mr. Cab just pick up a large secret here in a little bit just to increase his arrow count. That's also another great way to increase your combat potential if you're stuck with wood sword.
Found the compass and the transport staircase here in 5. Cavin up to 3 keys. That's another thing that could come into play, is how many key doors there are in level 9. Cavin with very nice ladder clip. And from this mini map, it does appear level 5 is segmented.
Yeah, the second set of stairs tells us it definitely is segmented, but we'll see how bad. We'll see if anyone finds the map in here. They may not want.
I don't know if Cavin is glad he came. Not into level 5.
He's not glad about that manhandle and being a little bit of a jerk there. Gets a fairy reward for it though. Not a horrible thing.
Yeah, tells him where he is on the counter. And opting to take these transports, but Mr. Cab finding the Triforce first.
Yeah, it looked like you had to go through both sets of transports to get over to that section in 5 where the Triforce was. So you had to work just a little bit to get what you.
I'm guessing perhaps the map was under that dig dogger that we found.
It'll stay there.
Mr. Cab showing us, what is this, a small secret, I believe? At 4 rupees? Not worth it. Actually, that might have been just worth it enough to give Mr. Cab enough money to purchase his blue candle. Or never mind.
Yep,
oh yeah,
just
there
enough.
we go.
So now we are officially in Triforce and Go mode. Probably will not see another item unless it's just free on the floor now that Cab has a candle.
Yep, might not venture into those staircases for the hearts, but definitely will grab an any key or a red ring. Finding a level 9 at Vanilla 8.
And with the dungeons that we still have left to explore, it wouldn't surprise me if we stumbled into more items just because we have some of the larger dungeons still left to kind of dig out. We have, 8 Triforce along with 6, which is just a massive dungeon usually.
That monocle rock screen is very dangerous with all those whiz ropes, but Mr. Cab gets it. And both our runners headed up to Vanilla 5. And this should be either 2, 4, or level 6.
We're going to get a peek at the white sword. Yeah, we have not even looked at the white sword item here, August. Like, how crazy is this scene?
They haven't been in want for many items. Certainly not Cab. And
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Any key
Seed
for
be
our
any-
white sword item, level 2 at Vanilla 5.
Can this seed be any more free?
I think the game has been on Mr. Cab's side since he decided to dig out that level 1. Use that raft.
It was definitely the play of the game, cashing in on that raft.
Also, too, maybe if the artificial intelligence of the Zelda 1 randomizer is hungry. As you mentioned, it's almost close to lunchtime. I don't know what Elon Musk would have to say about that.
Yeah, so now at this point, Mr. Cab is just going to fly through these dungeons, unless something silly like a, just magical
Patra?
bomb hole. Well, yeah, there's Pat.
There's also beefy Patras.
Not in this flag set, thankfully, but yes, there are, and that's yet again another annoying another annoying small dungeon that is very limited.
Yeah. Kind of looks like a longhorn sheep.
There's the Triforce for Cab, and he's not sticking around here.
Yeah, it's kind of a rare sight. Level 2 with 2 items on the floor, very small dungeon, and you're leaving those items behind? What is this seed?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to go mode 6, but go moding 2, 4, 8. This is kind of a little bit wild as Kevin gets himself in a corner there.
I'm not sure if you know, perhaps someone in chat does, what the record during this tournament has been so far. I know there have been some sub 50 seeds.
I believe the lowest is like 48, somewhere in that time frame. This very easily could rival that one. And actually, I think Mr. Cab put up that 48 even. Like, I think Mr. Cab does actually have the lowest time.
Well, if he's not going for the number 1 victory, he can certainly go for the quickest seeds.
Oh, we may have had a 41 we're seeing in chat. May have gotten put up by Truant Gamer. But regardless, there's still some just silly times put up in these things.
All right, just a heart container is one of the items in too. And it does look like Cavin is gonna dig the rest of this out, as we mentioned earlier. Still looking for a few items. The recorder and silvers both being in 1.
Yeah, in Kevin's position, this is the right call. He hasn't visited 1 yet. He doesn't know that he's in go mode once he goes into 1. So you're up here. You're going to clear 2 out. You're going to pick up your any key. So Mr. Crab grabs his Triforce at 6. He's playing this correctly at his current information.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't fault him for any of the decisions he's made. He's just made a left instead of a right.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what Randomizer comes down to. Is just a bomb wall to the left or a bomb wall to the right can change the game.
Well, just 2 Triforces to go. It seems like we're getting prepared. Mr. Cabin will be shortly entering level 9, it seems.
Yeah, we'll see what time he gets into 9. 4 and 8 could still be a nuisance. I don't remember if we saw where the Triforce was in 8. I know we saw a little bit of 8, but our runners kind of didn't have any resources to deal with what was in there.
Yep, I think it was triple the Dongo room blocked by a shutter door. Well, looks like Mr. Cab headed into what is under Recorder Lake.
So this should be level 4, I believe.
Yep.
He's gonna pick up the 100 secret first. I completely agree with this play again. Firepower.
You. Just
Not
69 rupees.
Great large secret, but again, he's up to 91 arrows. Not really a concern.
Yep, only trouble being if he was hoping to save up for that that blue ring purchase.
It's still within reach. You just have to go up and pick up some inconvenient large secret.
Yeah, I don't remember if we saw any medium secrets, so it actually might be worth more to try to route those in. Very nice bombing of the Dodongo by Mr. Cab, as Cavin finds the second heart container into.
Yeah, I can't fault Mr. Cab for poking these rooms on the way to the Triforce. I like to check the room, right before, right after on my way through if there's a floor drop at large. Just, hey, red ring, something useful. Otherwise, you grab your Triforce and head down to 8. And we'll be at 9 here and possibly under 30. I don't think under 30 is likely, but I would be looking under 35 easily.
Yeah, definitely going to be close. As Cavin, with 4 keys, going to pick up his any key.
And also with that potion being right under vanilla level 1, which will be vanilla 8 in this case, once Mr. Cab's got the Triforce, he'll likely pick the potion up if he doesn't do it right now on his way into 8, and then head off to 9. It's nice routing here, actually.
You called it. Let's see if he grabs this medium secret as well on the corner. Nope. Well, you must have heard me.
I'll probably just dodging the Dark Nut. They do still hurt. It's 2 hearts of damage every time they hit you, so trying to preserve health to make as quick a kill here with 8 as he can.
Oh, that manhandle of rolling up. Finding the power bracelet and the staircase in level 8.
Oh, the manhandle didn't roll up. It's just annoying. Unfortunately,
No.
we don't have the boss HP shuffle on in this flag set. Thankfully, because
Oh yeah, that's the
Manhandle
second time you mentioned that.
Yeah, Manhandle can be annoying with plus HP. There's nothing like dropping a bomb on one and just watching it sit there. Mr. I'm finding the map here in 8. Yeah, that's an.
Perhaps a spaceship of some sort.
Yeah, I was thinking a mixing bowl, like one of those stand mixers.
Oh, there you go. And Cavin passing up the Triforce here in 6. Unfortunately, not going to have as quick a time as Mr. Cab, as he's still looking for those silvers and recorder.
Yeah, so one of the things I consider as a runner in this flag set is I like to know where my dungeons are. As Mr. Cav's going to find a heart here on the floor at 8. And the advantage with knowing where your dungeons are is situations like this. I'm less likely to dig 6 if I know I can access 1. I might, in this case, I might go in, check a couple rooms, and leave. But I'm at least going to... I'm going to go find the dungeons that I want to clear first. Versus digging a 6 like this.
Yeah, that decision is definitely easier to make, though, if you have the recorder. Find that Triforce, just toot back, and you're good to dig.
I also like to gamble a lot, too. I'm more than happy to grab a Triforce out of 6, 7, or 8 and never return.
Keys everywhere, and hey, there's a bomb upgrade to spare, plus 6 for 79.
I'm just done. I'm disgusted with this.
I mean, the game clearly wants to see Cavin versus MrCab, game 3 of 3. As Cavin finds the red candle here in level 6.
Not a bad 6. A few extra rooms here. The candle purchase not needed now for Cavin. Still needs to go cash in on that raft. I think that's the thing that's really hurting him here is the lack of dungeon knowledge of where they are.
Yeah, at this point, he's seen everything but the raft spot in Recorder Lake, so he knows that's down to either level 1 or level 4 at this point.
Yeah, I'd expect him to be heading in that direction right now, and I would expect him to be very unhappy when he finds all the stuff here in 1.
Yeah, I definitely imagine his adrenaline will be pumping at that point. Like, oh no. Could have come in here a good 10, 12 minutes earlier. But level 8 proven to be a bit of a hunt for the Triforce. And Crimson Avix coming into chat with the vocabulary word of the day, antithesis.
I don't know who you're talking about. This 8 is giving MrCab just the most trouble we've seen for this seed at all. Just hidden the Triforce very well in here.
Triforce
not sure if we've
and
seen the second. And there's the useless bait block for the night.
Game, not even a bait block.
We get nothing and like it. And finally making my way into 1, getting the recorder. I'm sure that's not a happy feeling right now.
Yep, just crossing our fingers that he sticks around and picks up those silver as MrCab grabbing the Triforce out of 8, headed into level 9. Who's hungry for bacon? Oh! And go mode for Cavin right after. So unfortunately, Cavin does need to grab 5 Triforces. But with that whistle, it shouldn't be too difficult to route his way into them.
No, but that 8 was a very deep Triforce. You had to dig it out. You can take the right path in, but you had to earn that Triforce. It's going to take a heck of a 9 to slow MrCab down at this point.
And I'm not sure if anyone in chat got that recorder tune, but keep your ears peeled because we are on the hunt for bacon. Ganon likes to make himself known north, south, east, or west of your current location, so listen for that squeal and then keep your eyes peeled for a shutter door. 1 shutter door in a room will not open if the enemies are cleared prior to the pig being defeated. Otherwise, that door flies wide open, just like that the entrance room there. But Mr. Cab finding manhandlers here in level 9 and an immediate staircase.
Yeah, so the problem with the bosses here in 9 is they will block your ability to hear Ganon. So you might see Mr. Cab come out, down the stair, come right back out to just check and see if he heard Ganon in this room.
I like that. A roar and a door.
Well, at least we got something annoying in 9. We got the Lionel set. Yay! As Cavin is rolling through 7. I believe this was a fairly quick 7 if you took the right path for the Triforce.
Yeah, I believe so. But Mr. Cab will have to watch out for those Lionel beams and getting grabbed by those wall masters. Level 9 is probably one of the worst dungeons to get wall mastered in. Ooh, ew.
Oh, come on, game. You're gonna give him the compass too?
Oh, wow. So, Mr. Cab knows the general location and direction of the princess, but could always run into that magical staircase situation.
Who are we kidding? There's not gonna be a magical staircase to anything. They're gonna be side by side. It does look like Mr. Cab is checking to see, get an extra heart container, get a red ring. Might not be fully comfortable doing green tunic, wood sword Ganon. Completely understand that. That's probably my least favorite version of Ganon.
Yep, definitely. And unfortunately, not a chance that these runners are going to be picking up that magical sword. Now, what would truly be amazing is if Mr. Cab finds both the white sword and the red ring in one of these staircases here on his way to the pig.
Well, we're not getting that, thankfully, because if we'd gotten that, I'm just walking out.
Oh, here we go. Cavin finds the wand here in level 7. In the staircase. Oh, and banana on the floor in 7 as well. So, Cavin is finding a few of our remaining items here. And while that one might help him find some Triforces quicker, unfortunately not going to help him with the pig.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the looking staircases. You come by them for an item from Cavin or Mr. Cab. It makes perfect sense here. You know, you're there. You might as well. You get lucky and you're.
Yeah, sometimes you might be looking just to transport as well, and oh, here's an item. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Mr. Cab has located the route to Zelda. There might be a quicker one, but he knows how to get there at least. Yep, chat talking about the possibility of a come from behind victory. Anything can happen in the Great Equalizer.
It'd be very difficult, but some lucky breaks for Cavin on the Triforce. Finding the red ring, Mr. Cab having some trouble with Ganon would definitely open the door here. So not out of this by any means. Bomb drops could also play a major role in here as well. We've seen there. Oh, there's the red ring in 9.
Yep, that is definitely a sight for sore eyes.
Now with that, I'm not gonna say the door is completely shut, but at this point it is closing rapidly on Cavin. We do look like we'll be very close to a game 3 at this point.
Absolutely. Red ring and the red potion. MrCab stepping it up. Wants to remain in here. Not going to give Cavin such an easy route into the next round.
So Ganon is playing a much better game of hide and seek.
And I think at this point Cavin has gone into every room in this awful looking level 3.
Yeah, that 7's horrible if you go the wrong direction. Looks like it was a go north and get your Triforce instead of a go left.
Actually kind of looks like one of the states, maybe. Tennessee or Virginia or something like that. Somewhere in the middle of the country.
So we'll see where Cavin heads off to next. Probably going to go play in 4 real quick, since that's right here, it'd be my guess. Might pick up a large secret. We'll be slightly disappointed with that.
I mean, he might be a fan of Family Guy. I guess it's too early in the morning, as Cavin tooting his flute into level 4. MrCab still hunting down his bacon.
So your bacon's in another dungeon, apparently.
Nah, these old men are fibbers.
Oh,
I hear him. I hear bacon. Guarded by these blue Tektites, perhaps. And ladies and gentlemen, at 4220, here's Ganon.
and this will be the standard swing, 16 times, and hope you get some bacon.
Yep, avoid them hugs. Maybe prepare that potion if you're getting low on health. He gets the stun lock. Can he hold it? Going for double swing strats. And
Textbook
it looks...
stun lock.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, bacon.
Yeah, this is all but over now. Cavin, unfortunately, just missing out on the silly go mode by not cashing in on the raft as soon as he found it. But what a performance here! Just took command of this race in a must-win situation.
Yep, and just no slouch to Cavin. Just the seed. If you go into 1, it's essentially free. Go into 3, then 1, and you're good to go. And MrCab hit that gas pedal, and he's gonna put up looks like a sub 45 at this point. But Cavin, with just 2 Triforces to go, I'm not sure if he wants to continue the seed, but if he were to, he certainly could get a sub hour. And unless he's really taking those wrong turns in level 9. But I don't think it took Cab too much time to find all the pieces of the puzzle.
And with that, the door opens. We are going to get an official SRL time of 44:04 for MrCab's. What a run! Cavin, we'll let him come in and talk about it. Has gone ahead and forfeit the race here. We will have game 3 that will not be now. We'll have to see when the runners are going to schedule that. But GG to both of them. This seed was incredible to watch.
Yep, and speaking of the runners, we are joined by the victor, MrCab. Congratulations.
That happened.
That
Indeed.
did happen.
I'm sorry. I'm still getting over the fact I actually felt my heart going crazy during that Ganon fight. I haven't felt that since a Rangers playoff game a few years ago, so I'm a little confused. But okay, thanks.
So, 10 minutes.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I may have had the bow, the recorder, the raft, and the silver arrows 10 minutes in. I did not have a candle or a way into the level 8 spot. I hit go mode at 18 minutes.
Well, true, but finding the candle was much less of a concern for you at that point.
Yeah,
we've got Cavin.
I'm not sure how that one happened.
So, Cavin, we'll let you unmute yourself, and GG's to you. So, what ended up happening is Mr. Cab grabbed the raft out of 3 and cashed it in immediately. Had everything but a candle at 10 minutes in.
Jesus, no wonder. I guess it was just a right order seed, and my usual route just kind of didn't go well.
Yeah, just turning and cashing the raft in just opened the seed, and this seed was something else. We've seen bad seeds. This was not that.
The overworld was horrible, but the dungeons were honestly really easy. That didn't stop me from having a horrible time.
I was terrified going into 9 because I had like maybe 9 hearts and no ring, and I was it was the classic situation of if I was able to do this, I have to assume my opponent was able to do the same thing, and this is crazy.
Now, what I did was...
Thank goodness Fred forgot to randomize the red ring.
Was it easy in 9?
Not necessarily easy, but it was right on the path to Zelda, if I remember correctly.
That's disgusting.
No, it's
I was saving
often
up
some obscure corner someplace.
So what I was doing was I did standard 7-8, left both without anything. Ended up having a nasty, almost full clear 7 anyway. Went the wrong way on my second trip, but yeah, I went 3 and then got the raft and all. But then I did the world wrap and did the forest stuff because the ladder was the Armos item. Then didn't end up getting the candle, so I was gonna go back there, but turns out that was where 9 was anyway. So yeah, then I just did 2. Didn't like how I played in 2. It's never the strong enemies that get me. It's always the keys and the gels and the skeletons, apparently.
Oh, the skeletons were a little bit extra chunky today. They had the calcium.
Yeah,
those weren't skeletons. Those were zombies.
But yeah, being basically in candle go mode at 10 minutes in, because I was thinking, oh wow, this was pretty fast go mode, especially just with how it ended up working out. I had some pretty fast dungeons too, so I was actually pretty confident that I wasn't, not really that I was gonna lose, but more so that I was not doing horribly. But I guess doing that route really paid off. GG to you.
No,
thanks. I mean, GG. Yeah, this ended up being a few lucky guesses along the way too, because you're saying you full cleared 7. I think I went to 5 rooms in 7 and got the Triforce, and then I never went back in again. And so by then, 7, then the level 1 spot for level 8, and just noped out of that. Got the ladder, got the raft, got the bow in 3 as well.
Yeah.
And then went to 1 and just got everything else and off to the races.
Yeah, y'all were synced up almost. I think, Cavin, you were just like a couple of seconds behind Mr. Cab going into 3. Y'all kind of taking the same annoying, none of these dungeons are letting me in. Y'all hit 3 about the same time, and then, like I said, the real difference was cashing in the raft versus going to the Lost Hills.
Yeah, well, it happens, and I mean, it takes guts to go to Ganon with that equipment. I didn't have enough guts. I was if you see, I've got over 200 rupees. My plan was, since I knew the ring was at the A shop, just pop by that shop, get a blue ring before heading into 9, get a potion and the large secret on the way there, just since I ended up skipping those.
Yeah, if you watch the VOD, you'll see me grab the large secret before I go into Recorder Lake. And, it wasn't the nicest large secret despite the number, but I was very much considering that blue ring purchase because, like I said, I was terrified. I grabbed a potion on the way in too, and I'm just going through 9 thinking, oh god, I'm going to get caught in a Ganon loop, and it's going to be awful, and I'm going to get knocked out of the tournament because of just green tunic Ganon fights.
Yeah, you were pretty much pretty far ahead of me. I was just about to enter 8 and get my last Triforce.
8 was the longest dig for me.
8 was, that 8 is disgusting, Cavin. If you get a chance, take a look at the map when you watch this back. That 8 took probably most of the time that Cab spent in any dungeon.
I mean, I can understand that, because a lot of the dungeons were insanely fast. Like 6 was fast, 2 was very fast, 5 wasn't horrible either, and 4, Early Compass, still. A lot of them were really fast Triforces. And again, as you mentioned, if you go the right way in 7, it was only a few screens away.
Yeah, I'm looking at this again. I had all the odd numbered dungeons done first, and then all the even numbered ones except 8 went fast.
Oh yeah, didn't even notice that.
I just like vaguely remembered noticing that like little odd fact while I was going through things. And then like you said, 2 was fast, 4 was fast, and by then if you had everything, it's like, well, I really hope the white sword and the red ring aren't in these dungeons, because I need to assume my opponent's not doing that.
Yeah, you want to assume they're on the way to the peg. And we're half right.
Or buried somewhere deep where your opponent's not grabbing it either. But GG to both of you. We do have a game 3 coming up. When do y'all think y'all are going to have that scheduled, or do y'all know?
Oh, probably sometime later this week.
Yeah, let's pick a night and make it happen.
Definitely looking forward to that. This has been an exciting series to watch for the two of you. Winner gets Fred, so yeah, that'll be fun too to watch as this continues on. So
fun to watch Fred dominate.
You guys could take your.
Do you know how many
now.
bad seeds I need to exact revenge on him for?
Exactly. Use that fuel.
I mean, something like this could happen with whoever gets Fred. Like this race.
Anything can happen in Rando. The seeding doesn't mean anything once you get in these races, as we've seen.
Yep, and we have plenty more races for people to enjoy. Unfortunately, in a good chunk of time between then, next match, Antlers versus Willard J. Bradley at 7:30. Game 1, Amazing Toasters versus Nochibado at 9 o'clock. That's a game 2. Captain Green 7 versus Truant Gamer, also game 2. Dig Shake versus King Doll at 10 o'clock. Sorry, Dig Shake versus King Doll at 10 o'clock, and Captain Green versus Truant Gamer at 10 o'clock. So you're going to have to either watch 2 streams at once or 3 streams at once. Sorry. Shaddy versus Sliddick also at 10 o'clock. So 3 streams at once, or maybe watch some VODs later. Tons of fun.
So those first 2 races, the Antlers, Willard, and Amazing Toast, those 2 will be on Speed Gaming. Last 3 we haven't decided on channels yet. That will be sorted out again a bit later. So as always, follow the Z1 Randomizer Discord, check with Randomania, check with Speed Gaming's calendars, and you'll see when we have those. So I guess with that, any final thoughts from? Let's start with Cavin.
Honestly, I'm still not satisfied with how I played, just in terms of execution, but it was an okay seed. It was an interesting seed. Kept you on your toes.
No, definitely. Mr. Cab, any final thoughts from you before we head out and y'all get ready for your game 3?
This seed is crazy. It kind of speaks to the Dark Nuts and Wizrobes and Paul's voices on the overworld might be terrible, but if you can do the dance around them all, maybe things work out. Beyond that, the usual at this point, as I'm slowly recovering and regaining my senses here. Just thanks for calling the race. Thanks everyone at Speed Gaming for letting us, be dumb on this channel and have a tournament, I guess. And GG, Kevin. We'll do this one more time.
I'm looking forward to that. August.
82.
Any final thoughts on your?
Well, just make sure you give these racers a follow. Without them racing these races, we wouldn't have these races to watch being raced.